My name is James McDermott. I'm the only British redcoat you're going to see here today. You'll see some American redcoats in a moment. I'm portraying a British sergeant in the 54th Regiment of Foot, so I'm wearing the uniform of a regiment that would have been posted in Rhode Island for several years during the occupation and the battle. Emmy just explained men's fashion, how it's kind of changing during the time period. Uniforms are also changing to keep up with those fashions, okay? So what I'm wearing is based off of a lot of research, but mainly what we call the 1768 Royal Clothing Warrant. That was basically just the specifics of the British uniforms for all the different types of troops. In this time period, the main three types of soldiers or infantry soldiers are going to be grenadiers. You might have seen those guys in movies wearing big bearskin hats. Then there's light infantrymen. They're not going to be fighting in these rigid lines. They're going to be spread out, fighting a little bit more independently. That's not me. I'm the third kind. I'm the most common type, which is a battalion soldier or a hat company soldier. We wear the cocked hats. So I won't get into the specifics of the hats and blah, 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 but I will tell you how you can kind of tell the differences between British regiments. Each regiment would have had its own color facings, its own style and patterns of lace and buttons. If you look at me, I have Popinjay green. To be honest, it's kind of a puke green. That is specific to our regiment. One of our nicknames, other than the Flamers for what we've done in North America, burning a lot of stuff down, we were the Popinjays because we wore Popinjay green. I'm wearing the uniform of a British sergeant, so the dye used in my coat is going to be a little bit brighter than the lower guys, but not as nice a coat as officers. So I'm a little bit of a mix between the normal guys and the officers. My lacing, though, in any regiment for a sergeant has to be just plain white lacing. Otherwise, if you see other soldiers in my regiment, they have the very specific pattern and color of lacing. That's the little piece strip of material around the button, okay? And then again, the buttons are specific to the regiment. They would have had the number of the regiment and maybe a different style, but this is just pewter buttons for us. So we have, underneath everything are necessaries. We would have had to have several shirts, stockings, those are necessaries. It's like your underwear. Then your small clothes, breeches, waistcoat, and then your regimentals, your coat. You can see I have this very tight choking neck stock. It's horsehair and linen, so it's a lot of people you'll see in this time period are usually wearing some sort of neck covering, but this is a very military style. Okay, it has a brass clasp in the back. I'm not going to undo it right now because it's terrible to try and put on. But yeah, it's pretty much to keep your head up, keep your uniform looking sharp. One last thing I'll say is there is the myth about why the British wear red. If you've ever heard that the British wear red because it hides the blood when they're hit, I will tell you now, if I'm shot, I think there's other ways you'll be able to tell that I'm shot. The other thing is that blood would soak this a lot darker. The reason the British wear red in the 1770s is because the British wear red. It became tradition by this time. But in the late 17th century, after the English Civil War, they set up the New Model Army. They needed an abundant, they needed to use what they had as a cheap, abundant dye, which was madder red. And then it just became tradition, and it still is today. When you see them on parade and stuff, they're wearing their red coats. It's just tradition. So, thank you very much.